Giving into PC culture is going to ruin society at some point. At this point, anything can come off as racially insensitive or whatever. When you keep allowing this behavior, and letting minorities say that any little thing is not appropriate, even when it's not even that serious, it'll breed a new generation of people who will hunt and destroy people's careers or livelihood for saying or thinking something slightly controversial. Hollywood's already begins to go crap, emo. They're trying so hard to become PC that most of the movies aren't that good. I can't imagine what's going to happen in the future. I feel like censorship will be heavily predominant in the foreseen future. Also feel like we're giving too much power to a certain group of people, and I'm almost certain it's getting to their heads. I straight up thought this title was referring to enthusiasts' computers, PC master race. Protecting people's civil and human dignities are admirable. It's nonpartisan, it's for the religious and non-religious, and it betters us as a species. But there's a point where we need to be able to point out foibles and mock them. We can't be afraid to question and challenge preconceptions. I understand the world can be scary and human nature can be awful at times, but when you sanitize so much you create more harm than good. What do you mean? Society is already ruined. Just glad they can't shut up Ricky Gervais and Stephen Fry. The whole woke/PC culture remind me of ultra-conservative parents, teachers, or other adults from back in the day, who didn't want kids listening to heavy metal, rap, or punk music cause of swear words. Or play video games because they're too violent. Or watch a movie/TV show because of a controversial scene. There's a post about this stuff every day, it's really not unpopular. Most people don't like PC culture of any kind this isn't limited to woke people, as I very much remember people losing their shit and demanding people get fired for not standing for the flag. For example, have some athlete mention an opinion and there's already an army of people with sunglasses vlogging in their cars ready to annihilate him. Most people are in the middle. They don't want excessive policing on norms and values, but they don't want it completely dismissed either. I wouldn't worry too much about it. The woke crowd is eating itself just fine. I've seen it grow into the hungry hydra it has become, and normal people have about had enough. Once people started standing up against it, more and more, there's nothing left to eat but itself. After all, it builds nothing, it heals nothing, it fixes nothing. Ultimately unsustainable. Yes, and it's forcing incomprehensible ideas onto all of us and expecting us to blindly accept them or else we're cancelled. No, it's going to, wrong. It already happened and continues to ruin entertainment industry, society. PC babies from South Park. It has already caused a lot of damage. Look at the polarization of political beliefs in America right now. If you aren't on the woke side, you are instantly labeled racist or fascist. As long as we keep separating ourselves in different races, the longer we will be racially divided. That's on both sides of the line. We all keep seeking ways to make us special, but really in the digital age we aren't. What we are seeing now is the last vestiges of the racial divide, and its desire to keep functioning. Its death will be violent but albeit unremarkable. I understand that there has to be a limit on what people can and can't be expected to do/say, but I feel like the vast majority of the time someone complains about PC culture, it's over something so small that them complaining about it is way more annoying than the actual issue. Like if someone is trans and asks to be called the right pronouns, which is a completely reasonable ask, and someone else gets mad that they're expected to remember to say he/him or whatever because it's PC. That's just them trying to justify their refusal to make even the most basic effort to make someone else feel comfortable or accepted. I literally hear about people complaining about the world becoming too PC way more often than I hear people requesting things that are actually over the top. It's fair to not want to learn 150 different types of different sexualities or gender identities, but if someone asks you to not use certain pronouns or tells you that something you said was offensive and your first reaction is PC alert, chances are that you are actually just being a dick. If all it takes you is $0 and the air in your lungs to do the thing they are asking you to do in order to make them feel happy or welcome, just do it. If you can take the time to learn their name, you can learn someone's pronouns. You can stop using phrases like transvestite for trans, gender, people or Oriental for those of Asian descent because they are legitimately offensive and inaccurate, and if you could just tune down your PC alarm, someone will tell you why. And if you have an ounce of empathy, you'll probably be able to feel for them and understand why. Now if some anti-Karen shows up and demands that your existence as a white male is offensive, then be my guest and complain about over-the-top PC people. I'm just tired of seeing people use PC culture as a scapegoat for acknowledging how culture and language changes over time and that some things that used to be acceptable aren't necessarily anymore, and that's okay. Just try to be kind to people, and if that means doing something that seems a little weird to you or but makes someone else happy, I don't think it's wrong to give it a shot. Took me a second to think why OP hates personal computers. How they gonna become personal computers? Not unpopular. Can we get some examples of films ruined by PC culture? Letting minorities say that any little thing is not appropriate. Minorities don't say those things, white woke wannabes are more the ones pushing it. Unless you mean like loud minorities standing up to the silent majority. Hey man, I had a similar outlook as you, but I would simply encourage you to read more into it and hear other perspectives. There are bigger things to be concerned about than PC culture. The only thing cited as being ruined is Hollywood movies. I'm interested to hear what more important societal things you're worried about. What do you feel like you can't say I'm today's society that's out of bounds? I see this take a lot, and usually this is where any sort of debate ends. What exactly is it that you want to say but you feel like you can't? Yeah, woke culture definitely gets out of hand. I'm 22F, white and have a black boyfriend, 23M. We've been together for years, so obviously people have given us some shit before. Nothing too serious for the most part, but when people say racist stuff I always say something no matter who it is. Well, now my family of Trump supporters thinks I'm a flaming liberal, facepalm, and I'm too PC. I don't cancel people, but I'm willing to lose friends to defend people, and when someone tells me and my boyfriend that we don't look like we belong together, I'm probably going to see to it that they feel like in a hole. TL, DR, PC is good, cancel culture is bad.